Functions of time. If an object is experiencing constant acceleration, the velocity of the object will increase in linear fashion. So that would look like this. We can take the gradient, and this is 2 across and 6 up, which means the acceleration is 6 divided by 2, which is 3 meters per second. And that would be the same wherever we took the gradient along the line. So clearly the gradient is the same everywhere on a straight line. However, if this were our velocity time graph, we can see that the acceleration is changing constantly, because the acceleration, as we established, is the gradient, and the gradient of a curve is always changing. The object is slowing down, for example, along here. The gradient changes as we move along the curve, so the acceleration is a variable. If we look at this curve, the acceleration of this object starts high. We can see the gradient's very steep in here, and then gradually decreases. We could look at the gradient here, and we can see it's very steep at this point. If we look at it here, the gradient is much more shallow. If we look at this object, the acceleration starts low and gradually increases. So we get a small value of the gradient, and hence the acceleration here, and a much larger value of the acceleration if we take this point. Since the acceleration changes with time, we may be able to find a function of time for the acceleration. And then if we can do that by using calculus, we can find an expression for the velocity. And then again by using calculus, an expression for the displacement. And we can go the other way. If we know the displacement as a function of time, we can differentiate to find velocity and acceleration, as previously discussed. We may be able to solve problems relating to the motion of the particle using these functions.